Hey there, Delmarva. Happy Wednesday. Here we are halfway through the week. I feel like this week has just been a blur.
It has, yes. With Halloween thrown in there, it really messed me up.
Exactly. As you can see, Rachel Parker with the Parker Group is joining me. Leah Rizzo, your regular host. Paige is out enjoying a little bit more vacation time. We love that for her, but we also love having Rachel on the couch with us.
Thanks for having me again.
Yes. So as we usually do before we kind of jump into all the great things that we have to get to on Coast Life, we like to just kind of give you some fun conversation topics. This one I thought was interesting because I think, as you and I have talked about before, manicures were sort of my COVID hobby that I picked up. Like learning how to do nail art, learning how to paint my nails not like a 5-year-old was one of my hobbies.
I think you're really underselling yourself, not like a 5-year-old, because I remember the first time we came, I looked at your nails and I was going to ask you where you get them done because they look that good and professional.
Well, I appreciate that. But the reason we're sort of talking about this is because I came across a study that was saying that manicures can actually boost women's like psychological well-being because you're not really doing anything for yourself physically per se. It's purely pretty. But I can see where they're coming from, and I thought it might be interesting to get your perspective on this because I think a lot of times what I hear, especially from moms, that like there's no more, like once you become a mom, there's no time for yourself.
Yes.
And
yes,
I think some people are like, oh, like your shower or like the grocery store, like just any moment away from your kids is your break time. But like it's not a break. You're still doing chores.
I completely agree with that. And honestly, I think the older I get, the more when I think of luxury, I think of time as a luxury, not necessarily goods as a luxury. Yeah. And so I agree, just having the time in your schedule to stop and do something that is completely just for you, that's not practical like a shower or grocery shopping, but just like alone time completely for yourself. It makes total sense. And the other thing too, honestly, even just sitting here with you, because your nails look
they're getting beat
off the charts, amazing. But it does just make you feel a little bit more polished, and it's almost like a reminder maybe throughout your day that you did spend that time to spend a little bit more care for yourself. So it makes sense.
Yeah, and I mean, I have been doing these at home, but honestly, like when I do go to the salon and I get a pedicure or a manicure, either way, it does boost that confidence because they pamper you a little bit while you're there. Like the massage chairs that you get, it's my favorite part.
Maybe you should upgrade your home salon for a massage chair.
Exactly. I think so. Maybe with the holidays coming up.
That's right.
But yeah, I think one little trick though, if you do start doing manicures at home that I've learned, the cuticle oil really helps extend the manicure.
Interesting. That's a good tip.
And even if you do go to the salon and just buy some cuticle oil to keep it fresh.
That's a great tip.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that one home.
There you go. We're here to help on Coast Life. Now, Rachel, you had also mentioned, and I mean, I think I have sort of found this myself, that as we get older, time sort of becomes that luxury, sort of. Speaking of getting older, they say 38 is sort of the age where women get this new boost of confidence.
I have never heard that, but I love it. I heard someone, and I think it was like a joke, that women peak at 35. And I was like, I hate that. Like, that's so depressing. But this is like a really great, wonderful thing. And I do think that the older that you get, I'm not sure if you agree with this, but when you're a teenager, when you're in your 20s, you're so concerned about what everybody else thinks of you, whether that's your appearance, how you interact with people. I do think the older you get, you naturally just kind of care less.
Yeah, I mean, I think your priorities shift as you get older, whether it's, you've got a family now or you get married, and so you've got somebody in your life that you're like that time becomes the commodity that you're spending together. And I think, as you get older, your priorities change and they shift. And so you're not so worried about like, oh my God, I hope everybody likes me. And I mean, I sort of still go back and forth with that because I think in this industry,
I'm sure,
part of doing your job well is hoping that everybody likes you. And so for me, that's sort of almost a flip, because I feel like when I was in my teenage years and adolescence into my 20s, I was a little bit like, hey, I'm me. I don't like everybody. I know everybody's not going to like me. That's unfair to ask. But I'm like, now in this industry, I'm like, I got to make sure everybody likes me.
That makes sense. But also makes me think of, I think it's an Eleanor Roosevelt quote, that if you realized how little everyone else thought of you, you wouldn't worry about it so much. And I think that is true. And when you can redirect that energy of anxiety about what other people think of you into confidence, then you can actually spend more time focusing on them and less time worrying about yourself.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that's helpful in this industry for you too, because you're interacting with so many people every day.
Yeah, so I know I've got much to look forward to at 38. I'm hoping for that new boost of confidence because I've been riding the 30 high for, almost a year now.
Right. Something to look forward to.
Something to look forward to. Something else to look forward to as the holiday season approaches. A lot of parties may be coming up in our lives. Thanksgiving being not necessarily a party, but big family gathering. And then, of course, Christmas parties and all the holiday get-togethers. And as it turns out, which I'm sure this isn't a shocker, Americans love parties.
I mean, who doesn't love to go to a party? Yeah.
Exactly. I love getting all dressed up. I love picking out my holiday outfits. I think especially now that like my siblings and I were all grown, we're out of the house. I love to kind of come up with like, I don't know if your parents did this to you on Christmas Eve, but did you have to wear the crushed velvet?
We did have matching pajamas, but they were more like the Granimal Walmart pajamas.
Okay, yeah.
Not crushed velvet. We weren't quite that fancy, but I love that.
Well, so like for the Christmas Eve like dinner portion, like we would all go visit my mom's family, and like when my sister and I were little and my mom was still dressing us up, like we always had these crushed velvet, like the dresses, the shirts, and like now crushed velvet is coming back. So I keep telling my sister, I'm like every year, I'm like, come on, one of these days we're gonna show up in matching crushed velvet again.
Have you seen the ones where they recreate childhood photos? Yes. This is the perfect opportunity for you.
You get it, you see the vision. But while we're talking about parties and how much we love them, the one thing we don't love about them is I think the planning process, like coming up with the entertainment for your guests gets so stressful. And I feel like this was so spot on for me. Like the last time I had people over to my house and I was so excited the week before. Like I was so excited to have people over. I'm like, I'm gonna show everybody my space. Like this is gonna be great. And then the day of the party, as I was like, prepping food and I was like, my boyfriend was like, are you okay? Why are you like this? I was like, I don't know.
It's a lot. And we live in like a Pinterest culture where you want every detail of every party to be perfect and every photograph has to show how beautifully decorated and how good the food was. So I agree, it can be a lot of pressure, but when you're done and when you're across that finish line, it is so much fun.
Yeah, and I think sometimes too to keep in mind is just knowing your audience, that like if it's your friends, because I did have all my friends over and I made this like beautiful charcuterie board that I was so invested in, and I made this like baked brie that I was really excited about, and like everybody thought it was too much, too fancy. They were like, no one touched the brie. I was like, okay, noted, like different group.
Right, different levels for different people. Yeah,
exactly. But looking forward to all of the parties that are going to be going on this year. But Coast Life, it's always a party. Our field correspondent Maya Henry is going to tell us what's coming up on the show today.
Coming up today on Coast Life, step into the world of Motown with Possum Point Players. And Peninsula Bath is surprising a very lucky winner with a bathroom remodel. Plus, grab your grills as we chef it up with Matt Pencek. All that and more when Coast Life gets back.
Coast Life is brought to you by BB Healthcare, Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning, Preston Automotive Group, Shell Brothers, and the Parker Group.
You're watching Coast Life, and yes, Rachel Parker is on the Coast Life couch with me again, hosting today. Paige still taking a couple of vacation days, so Rachel's doing an excellent job filling in.
Trying my best.
Well, we love having you here, and we love introducing you to so many important community members on coastal Delmarva. And I know that October is done. We just wrapped up Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but that doesn't mean we have to stop talking about breast cancer awareness and what BB can do for you if you do receive that breast cancer diagnosis. So joining us on the couch today is Dr. Karen Barbosa. Welcome.
Hi.
Now, you are an oncoplastic surgeon.
Correct. Nicely done. Excellent. Brava.
Wow.
So, yes.
So if you're like me, and probably most of our viewers, what does that mean?
So oncoplastic surgery has been done in Europe for many, many years, and it was recently brought to the U.S. probably about 10 or 15 years ago. And it basically is the fusion of plastic surgery and cancer surgery. So it's about taking out the cancer in an oncologically safe manner, meaning getting a negative margin, making sure the patient's cancer-free, but also optimizing their cosmetic result. Yes. So that it's not just about, well, I saved your life, good luck, however it looks, we'll fix it later. It's about planning your surgery at the day of consenting, that we are going to do the best we can to not only get rid of the cancer with a negative margin, but we're going to try to keep the cosmetic appearance as good or sometimes even better, because we can do it through a breast reduction or a breast lift. There are a lot of things that we can do now that are available to women, so we want people to know about it.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's also something from a female doctors and surgeons perspective that I think so many people forget that, you know, even if the cancer is gone, it sometimes takes womanhood with it. And I think being able to reconstruct that look sort of gives at least a part of your womanhood back.
Yeah, some confidence.
It's absolutely so important, because what patients often say to me is, just get it out, I just want it out. And I say, well, where are you going to be thinking in 5 years from now, in 10 years from now? You're going to look down and go, oh, I wish they'd done a little bit more effort in making me look normal, or now I've got to go back and do something else. So I think that it's really important for women to understand that. I always say, you never make a decision in a foxhole. When you feel like you're getting bombarded and you're in the crosshairs, you've got to make a decision, but you don't have to make a rash decision. And my job is to kind of slow patients down, talk to them about treatment options, what's available for them. I always present a palette. These are treatment options. This one's available to you. This one's not as oncologically safe. So we want to work within different parameters. What's cancer safe? What's cosmetically safe? And then work with what's their body type, right? So certain people are going to be candidates for certain things that other patients won't. So not one shoe fits all kind of perspective.
That's amazing. I love that perspective, and I love how you're really thinking about the whole person and not just the disease.
We have to say thank you to Patrick Borgen at Sloan Kettering, because when I was rotating through Sloan Kettering as a resident for many years, and he finally said to me, what are you going to be when you grow up? And I said, I'm going to be a plastic surgeon. And he said, no, you're not. You talk to patients, you care about people. You would be a great breast surgeon because you want the cosmetic outcome to look good, but you also want patients to do well. And he said that hybrid. So I always used to see him at conferences to say, curses Pat Borgen, I'm still single, but I'm doing what I love. You know, it's a crosshairs of life, but it turned out to be the best decision of my life, because I just kept augmenting my ability to optimize the cosmetics. And when I first started in 2007, a long time ago, it was really not much options. It was just a reduction pattern. And then as I started taking courses, I traveled to Brazil, I traveled to Argentina, I traveled in plastic surgery circles, and have gone to some conferences. And it's really important because it just keeps growing, what we know and what our treatment options are. And I have to say a little bit, nobody knows we're talking, right? Just between us girls. So in the U.S., we're a little behind. Just saying it's all, we really have so much more out there, and that's why I've traveled overseas, is because oncoplasty in other countries is brought up. If you're a breast surgeon, you should be doing A to Z. In the U.S., you do a cancer, and then you have a plastic surgeon step in. Well, sometimes waiting for a plastic surgeon, depending on where you practice, can be a delay. So coordinating two surgeon schedules can say, well, we have to now wait an extra month or an extra 3 or 4 weeks before we can get the two schedules to align. So oncoplasty, getting one surgeon to take patients from start to finish, is just a great option. And I have to say a shout out again to my buddy Tom Davenport, who's a plastic surgeon in New York, who I adore, and we used to work together in the OR, Mutt and Jeff. Dr. Nelson Goldberg at University of Maryland, I adore him. We used to work together. He used to call me Pipsqueak, and I would say, that's Dr. Pipsqueak, show some respect. And I miss them dearly because I love my plastic surgeon colleagues. And, it's a camaraderie, it's a team effort. And so it's a combination of knowing what's available.
You're the newest breast surgeon to join the team. How do you like the BB team?
Oh my God. So it is such a pleasure to have other dedicated breast surgeons who get the lingo and who understand what I'm saying. And it's kind of this vibe of, hey, I've got a question to ask you. Let's swing this case. Let's swing that case. I mean, literally, I started my first day in the office and people were talking to me. It was nice to feel like part of a team and really have this camaraderie amongst all of us. And every one of us is patient-centric. So it's, whatever it takes, let's just do the best for the patient. It's not about what's easiest or what's quickest or what's financially acceptable. It's, we're going to do what we need to do to make sure you get the best treatment. And it's really nice to be a part of that,
Yes, and I mean, we love to have that quality of care right in our backyard.
Absolutely.
That's what I always say. When I talk to people, I say, you really want to support your local community, because I can't do what I do out in private practice because I have to partner with a hospital. Some of the technology, some of the things I want to bring to the community are going to be sponsored best by a hospital. So getting everybody on the same page and having patients realize sometimes it's not easy to drive over the bridge or to drive into Jersey to get the care or drive to New York. It's a lot easier if we just build it out here and trying to bring all of this.
Well, Dr. Barbosa, there's more to talk about here when it comes to all the information and all the resources that BB has. So you're not going anywhere. We're keeping you right here on this couch. We're going to dive deeper into that and talk about how important screenings are when we get back. All right, Coast Life, before the break, we had Dr. Barbosa in studio talking about oncoplastic surgery. There we go. That's it. Neither one of us.
Good job.
Rachel Parker with the Parker Group still on the couch as well, while Paige is enjoying a couple of vacation days. We were learning a lot of information.
Yes, a lot. I feel like I've actually gotten a little
our brains grew a little bit today.
I learned a little bit of medical knowledge today.
Exactly.
That was good.
Yes. Well, the medical knowledge we're still learning. Dr. Barbosa is still on the couch with us, and before the break, we were talking about oncoplasty, what you do, how just vast this knowledge is, and how America still needs to catch up a little bit in some areas. But that's okay. That's why we've got you here, and we're also going to dive into just how important preventative screenings, mammograms, all of that is when it comes to having the best outcomes with your breast cancer diagnosis.
So, first of all, mammograms save lives. Early detection, early treatment, early intervention is really important. So if you don't know it, you can't treat it. And a lot of times you don't want to wait for it to be palpable, right? You know, if someone's small-breasted or petite, you might find something earlier. But for the most part, the majority of women are only going to be finding imaging detected things. And so getting the mammograms is really important. But also understanding your family history and understanding the risk. The majority of people don't realize this, but most patients have no family history. 80% of people who get breast cancer have no family history. So then they're like, oh, why are we talking about genetics and why are we talking about family history? Because those patients might have a genetic mutation that puts them at higher risk for not breast cancer, but also ovarian cancer or other types of cancers. And so genetic testing is available, and doing the genomic testing of tumors is also available. Lots of exciting stuff, but also knowing where you fit into that spectrum. The reality is data is starting to show smaller cancers, early stage breast cancer, has a survival advantage with lumpectomy and radiation.
Wow.
So back in the day when I was training,
We won't say.
it was exactly, soft lighting. It was important to say lumpectomy and radiation is equal to mastectomy, and the two were equivalent. But there's a lot of data coming out now that shows actually partial mastectomy and radiation is showing a survival advantage in early stage breast cancers. But I always say you keep your sensation, you keep your form. There's lots of other pros that go along with it. And a reconstruction is great if it goes great.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't go well, then you're repeating other surgeries. So, you know, do you really want to bring out the big gun up front on the initial go, or do you want to do a staged and see how things go, and then always potentially if you want to upstage it later or if you need to?
Yeah, there's obviously so much information, and we're so glad that BB has all that information and the quality care. So again, just a reminder to get those mammograms, preventative screening, and you're in some of the best hands with our friends at BB. Well, Dr. Barbosa, thank you so much for coming in and sharing all of this.
Yes,
we're,
thank
we
you.
said,
Thanks
excited.
for having me, and I can't believe we did it so quickly. I usually lecture for like hours, and I can go on and on, but I appreciate you helping get the word out, because that's really what it is. It's about going out into the community, getting people to know what's available. Most people aren't aware, and most providers aren't aware.
You are so unbelievably qualified in your area of expertise. I mean, so much so that we really can't fit it all into this segment with you. So if viewers are curious, we're going to link all of your qualifications and information on our website so that people know, I mean, when they're with you, they're in extremely good and qualified and caring hands, most importantly.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thanks for coming in again. And as we said, we're excited to have you in Sussex County. Speaking of Sussex County, we are going to be chatting with Sussex Strong when we get back on Coast Life. All right, Coast Life, I know, Halloween just flew by. That means we're kind of skipping over Thanksgiving and headed right for the holiday season, because that's just what we do now.
Apparently, yes.
Apparently. But what we love about the holiday season is it's an opportunity for our community to give back and pour back into our community. That's why joining us on the Coast Life couch today is Sussex Strong. Jen, Bridget, you guys have an event coming up that's going to help a lot of families have a good Christmas. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. We have our big fundraising gala tomorrow night.
Yay!
And yes, it's a very exciting time for us. We prepare for a full year ahead of time, and we typically help a couple hundred children at the holidays.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about this gala. What can people who participate expect?
So this year's gala, thankfully, we have lots of new board members. Jen and I are sort of the more seasoned ones on our board. However, we have a lot of enthusiasm and energy on the board this year. So we have a great new band. Kristen and the Noise will be our live performer. And everyone that will attend the event will have an opportunity to get food tastings from many local restaurants. So we've got about 10 restaurants that will be serving more dinner-like food, and then we've got 2 dessert stations. We have bars set up, and then we'll have a silent auction, a live auction, we'll have a 50-50 raffle, and then we'll have live music playing throughout the entire evening.
Awesome. This is such a great event. And Rachel, this is something that you're sort of familiar with too, right?
Yeah, well, we're realtors in the same community, so we're familiar. And one of the things I love about what you guys did this year is the theme. It's such a fun theme. So can you talk about what people can expect with the theme this year?
Yes, so the theme is Somewhere Over the Rainbow, a Wizard of Oz experience. So we are deep in the decorating, and it is really going to be a great time. Now, a lot of people do dress up, but you don't have to. You don't have to feel that stress. And but we had, last year's theme was Grease, and people knocked it out of the park.
Fun.
And we do have a table decorating contest, and also the best group, dressed contest. So it's really, really a good time.
It sounds like a really good time.
Yeah, and people really get really clever too and creative. They don't just go with the run-of-the-mill costumes. They will try to pick something from that particular era or genre and really get in costume and have their whole table themed, decorated to their theme, as well as their costumes as well. So it makes it really fun.
That sounds really fun. I'm sure you have your Dorothy, your Tin Man, your Scarecrow, but I'm sure people will be like the Yellow Brick Road, or they'll dress as certain objects, the tornado.
Yes, we have someone coming as the tornado.
Flying monkeys.
Oh, we know about flying monkeys, but I'm afraid of them, so I'm not looking forward to that part.
Nobody goes that
some
route.
of those.
Oh no, we know a few are coming.
Yeah, for sure.
That sounds like so much fun. So how can people get involved with the gala at this point?
So there's still some tickets left, not many. We start tomorrow night at 6 o'clock at the Rehoboth Beach Convention Center. You could buy tickets at the door or sussexstrong.org.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we are down to just a few tickets left. We'll definitely sell out. We'll have approximately about 300 people in attendance to the event. And but beyond the gala, after the gala is also an opportunity for folks to jump in and get involved, because a few weeks after the event, on Tuesday, the 28th of November, we will have a shopping day at the Walmart in Rehoboth. And all members of the public, as well as realtors, are invited to come help us shop, because that's when we spend the money that we raise tomorrow night. And then a week after that, we will all descend upon the Rusty Rudder in Dewey Beach, and then we will wrap everything that we bought.
That sounds like
for
such
the
a good
children that
time.
we purchased gifts for.
Yeah, I mean, Rachel, you've participated in this event before.
I think we're doing a silent auction item this year. So we're excited about that. But I know Sussex Strong has had a huge impact in the community. Can you talk about over the years how much you've been able to give back?
Yes. We've given over $1,500,000.
Wow.
And all the money we raise stays here in Sussex County. Most of it goes to children. And again, at the holidays, and when we're shopping, we buy 90% needs. So it's a coat, clothing, shoes. Oftentimes, children even ask for toiletries and school supplies. Which is heartbreaking in November to have those sorts of requests. But we always get every child at least one toy.
Nice.
And we've helped well over 9,000 children to date here, again, just in Sussex County. On average per year is about 350.
Awesome.
That's amazing. And I mean, that's something that like we always talk about is what we love about this area is with all the turmoil and the craziness happening in the world, still in Sussex County, we can all come together and support each other during the holidays, during tough times. And I mean, just kudos to you guys. I know it's a lot of hard work to put on an event of that scale. And so thank you guys.
Well, it sounds really worth it and really, really fun. So like they said, they've got a limited amount of tickets left. You want to get on it, and we'll actually let you go for a little bit. Coast Life's going to take a quick break, buy those tickets, and we'll be back in just a bit.
As we stroll along together, holding hands, walking all along, so in love are we two that we don't know what to do, so in love, in the world of our own, so in love.
That beautiful sound was from my friends Steven and Howard from Possum Point Players. So how long have you guys been singing? Because obviously you know what you're doing.
Well, I started singing as a child in church choir. And we started singing together when we met at a parade in 2014. And we became friends, and we've just been singing together ever since.
And I started singing back in when my brothers were coming up. They would sing under the street lights, and of course in church I started singing and would sing with them. And we would have in grade school, we would have our Friday, we would have an auditorium, and we'd have a program or something, and I would start singing then. Every Friday they'd have me close out the program. And so I said, well, it sounds pretty good, and I like it. I love Broadway, and I love things like that. So I've just been singing ever since.
Okay, so tell me about this Motown night. I grew up listening to Motown with my uncle, and as a kid I was like, but now that I'm older, I know.
Yeah, come on.
Now that I'm older, I love listening to it in the kitchen, cooking. So tell us about this. You both were, in it, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. The Motown show, this is actually the second one we've done.
Right.
And this is a fundraiser that we're doing because this is Possum's 50th anniversary. So this is all part of the 50th anniversary celebration. The first one we did two sold out shows.
Right.
So if you want to come, gotta get your tickets fast because the tickets do sell out. Yes. As a rule.
Give us a little secret into what makes it so special to you guys.
We could relate to people who are singing these songs, the Supremes, the Temptations, the Four Tops, and many individuals. So if you come to our theater and come to see our show, you're going to hear songs by Stevie Wonder, Temptation, Four Tops, Gladys Knight. So many artists that have affected our lives and many others' lives.
What's going to happen at this event particularly? Is it going to be food there? Are people going to be dancing? Is it like a show? Like, what's happening?
Well, there's going to be music. There's going to be dancing, and you mentioned food. On Saturday night, they're having an extravaganza on Saturday night, and they are going to have food, refreshments, all types of foods and refreshments for the people. And that show is $50. For that night, and it starts a couple of hours early, and you can get those tickets online as well when you call the Possum Point. So you're welcome to just come and enjoy yourself and have a very nice time.
Before we wrap up, tell us the whens and the wheres.
Okay, it's going to be at the Possum Point Community Theater in Georgetown. It's located right behind the Microtel Hotel, right there on Sussex Highway, and it's November 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
So as you can see, we still have time to go to this event. You may even catch me there because this is one of my favorite genres of music. So thank you so much for having this interview with us, guys.
Yeah,
Thank
be
you
looking for you all.
Be there.
But there's more fun coming up on COASTLIFE right after the break.
You are watching COASTLIFE, and we are here today with one of the biggest football fans, also one of the best tailgaters I've ever met in my life. Does he look familiar to you? Matt Pencek with Coast TV. Thanks for joining us on COASTLIFE.
Thanks for coming over. Very excited about this.
We are so excited too. So we're actually at Matt Pencek's house. today. That's right, because this is where he keeps all his good spices, his grill, his spatula. He's ready to go.
That was a great gift, by the way.
Who got it for you?
Someone here.
Somebody.
Maybe
with Smarley.
Paige Marley, maybe a Christmas gift I got him one year. But yeah, so I know that you guys are getting ready for the weekend, getting ready for football. Maybe it's college football, the NFL, but Matt's gonna help you prepare the best football watching treats.
Okay, I like hamburgers. If I can't be at the game, I like to have a tailgate before the game I'm watching on TV. So I like to do burgers. I prep them up just a little bit, just to give them a little extra kick, and then throw them on the grill.
All right, so you're gonna teach us how to make the best burgers.
I'm excited. Yeah, we're getting let in on that Matt Pencek secret here.
Okay.
All right, let's check it out. The people want to know. They want to know your credentials, right?
Right.
Why should they listen to you? So tell us your tailgating, your football history.
Oh, my football history. Well, I've been going to Penn State games since I was 8, 9 years old, and it started out just sandwiches, a Coke, bag of chips, and then once my brother and I actually went to Penn State, my dad bought the Coleman Grill, and that's when it really took on a life of its own, and more people were there, it came bigger, and then it became, well, what can we grill this week? Or what are we doing this week? And so that's, I kind of, growing up from college on, it's like, yeah, tailgating is the thing.
All right.
Yeah, and I know a lot of, we ladies tend to look forward to fall for our pumpkin spice, our autumn leaves, that cool crisp air. I know a lot of the guys look forward to it for football.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of like family tradition for you in
Absolutely, yeah. That's the I love going up to those games, but it's not just, hey, I'm going to see a football game. It's I'm going to see people that I maybe only see 3 times, 2 times a year. I'm the most southern person in my group, so everyone else is about 4 hours north of me.
Yeah.
So it is a great time just to get together and catch up and see people.
Yeah, you bring the boys a lot too.
Yeah, I've tried to bring my sons. I got 2 sons, and they've been going to games probably the last 10 years. I look at those pictures pop up on Facebook, and they used to be here, and now they're here.
Aww.
So it's like, where did the time go?
You said you think they're about done.
I think we're there, Paige.
Check it out.
All right, so let's.
Teasing us with the smell of these amazing burgers.
Smells
All
so
right,
good.
so let's put them on the bun.
They look good.
Yeah. Oh,
Like I
that
said,
smell.
I'm not always a burger eater, but like they look good.
They look really good.
And you guys.
Thank you. So we're keeping them simple because we want to taste the burger.
Yeah, the seasoning.
Yeah.
This is all about the seasonings.
That's
the
right.
perfect tailgate recipe.
Yes,
So we gotta taste it, and it's
I did bring out some ketchup.
yeah.
Do you want ketchup?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Throw it on there.
I might do mine plain. Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's try it out. Mmm.
That's a good burger, Matt.
That's a good burger. Oh, it's hot.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a little bit of that kick
Mm-hmm.
from the hot sauce.
Yep. This
Really doesn't need much dress up.
I'm a basic guy. Like I said, I'm not a big vegetable guy.
Yeah. It doesn't need any.
People criticize me for that, but yes.
I have the hiccups. I'm so sorry. But
So next game, we will be coming over. We can bring the chips and dip.
yeah.
Awesome. Love that.
The
Yeah.
burgers.
We'll watch football.
Yeah. Maybe a little Maryland Penn State competition.
Yes.
That might be coming up
really fun.
soon. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. All right, let's crush these.
I think we shall.
Sounds good. Thanks, Matt. Let us know if you tried Matt's delicious recipes and how they turned out. But if you did it step by step, you probably did a good job. Yeah. All right. We'll see you in a little bit. Coast Life is coming back up in just a minute.
All right, Delmarva, I know that you guys are so good at taking care of each other in this community. It's one of my favorite parts about being involved in this community, but you guys are too. I mean, all of the guests that we have on the show, you guys are so inspiring with how much you give back to our community as well. So with Peninsula Bath here today, you guys got a little bit of a contest going on, and we're about to go up and surprise somebody, aren't we?
We are. We've been running the Neediest Bath contest for just about a year now, and we are going to do this every year. We're so excited to give back to the community for someone that needs a bathroom to make it safer. Just, people that just can't afford it. In this economy, we can't afford some things, and we are very, very excited about it. And so please enter into our next contest starting, it'll be drawn next October, so 1 year to enter. Go to our website, and we would love to talk to you about your bathroom.
Yeah, so the person that we're about to surprise, their daughters nominated them, right?
Yes, both of her daughters did, just because they're very, very worried about her safety, getting in and out of the tub. And, you know, that's a huge concern with grab bars and things. And that's one of the things that we hear the most when we're booking appointments, that they are worried about their friend or their family.
Well, we're really excited to go surprise Barb, so we're going to get ready to do that. But just before we do, one more time, how can people nominate somebody or get involved with this contest for next October's drawing?
Go to peninsulabath.com and enter to win.
All right, let's go surprise Barb.
Surprise! Do you know why we're here, Barb?
Mrs. Hendricks, you have been chosen to win our Neediest Bath contest, and it's $10,000 towards a bathroom remodel. We understand that you need to have a safer bathroom, so we want to make that wish come true for you.
All right, you see that we just surprised the winner for a Neediest bathroom, and I think it's really going to show. Barb, you were the recipient of this bathroom upgrade. You just received $10,000 to put towards this new bathroom. Are you excited?
Yes, very.
What does it mean to you to be the recipient of this? How needy is that bathtub? Are there concerns maybe with your current bathroom?
Concerns that I have a bathtub and it's my only bathroom and I can fall getting in and out of the tub.
Yeah, we love that Peninsula Bath always likes to keep their customers and clients safe. Safety comes first in a lot of the remodels that they do. Now, Georgiana, you are the one who submitted this or helped nominate your mom. Why did you nominate Barb?
Because we love her very much and just worried about her getting in and out of the bathtub. And she deserves it. She gives everything to everyone and always puts herself last, so.
Time to put her first. Awesome. Well, Barb, are you already starting to picture, maybe visualize what the new bathroom's gonna look like?
A little bit, yes. It's just so, it was such a surprise. It's like I haven't had time to process it yet.
Yeah, well, we are so excited for you, and maybe we'll have to check back in when the bathroom's all done. I know we can't wait to see it.
I know, I can't either.
All right, Rodney, now you've had a chance to check out the bathroom, see what needs improvements. I mean, you guys are it's so awesome that safety for your clients is sort of at the forefront of what you guys do when it comes to a remodel like this. Tell me what you see so far.
Well, I see the biggest thing for her is going to be safety. So we're looking for grab bars, possibly a low threshold shower. She had mentioned to us that she actually was stepping in the tub with a ladder in order to be able to clean it. So, and the cleaning, because it is ceramic tile, is a lot more difficult. So once she has a new acrylic system, she won't have these problems any longer.
Awesome. I love that. I also love that you guys aren't the only ones that decided to kind of pitch in and give back here. Kitty's Flowers also donated some of those beautiful flowers that you handed to Barb.
Yeah, we appreciate that everyone in the community kind of comes together for us, and for everyone in the community that needs a little hand here and there. So we thank them as well.
Seriously, there really wasn't a more deserving individual, and we love that Peninsula Bath gives back locally. But hey, that contest is open for next year's winner of Delmarva's Neediest Bathroom. So if your bathroom is in need of maybe a major upgrade, or there's a safety concern with a loved one of yours, you can nominate them. Just go to Peninsula Bath's website, and who knows, maybe we'll be visiting your house this time next year. But we're going to take a quick break. Coast Life is going to be right back.
This segment of Coast Life was brought to you by Peninsula Bath.
All right, Coast Life, we love hanging out with you. How fun has Rachel been? we let you can come in here, fill in for Paige while she's enjoying some well-deserved vacation.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. It's been a blast.
Yeah. So you guys got anything coming up this weekend? I know we didn't even talk about that. Today is November 1st. Hard to believe.
I can't believe it, and it makes me realize I can't believe that tomorrow is actually the event that we've been talking about for a couple weeks. So we have our Sip, Snap, and Support event. It's an outdoor concert at our office. So that's tomorrow from 4 to 7. Would love to see you guys or anybody.
Yeah.
Pop on out and say hi to us. We'll have Taco Rijo out there and free headshots for real estate agents. So that should be a really good time. Yeah, and it's all for the Delaware Food Bank. So that's the big thing. And then I think from there, just kind of chilling and recovering from the candy coma.
Yeah.
What about you?
I feel like this weekend was insanely busy, was it not? The one that just passed. So I think I'm still like, I forgot today was Wednesday halfway through the day as well. I'm like, man, I don't know what's going on. Up, down, left, right. It's all a mystery to me.
Yes, I'm with you.
But how cute was the family, the woman that won the bath from Peninsula Bath?
What a great story, and it sounds like it's really going to change her life. And
it is, and that's what I mean. What we love with Peninsula Bath is that it's safety concerns. The care for their customers is at the forefront of a lot of what they do, and it means they care.
Absolutely. You just think of a bathtub, but it really makes a big difference to someone's day-to-day life. So
it does. It can make a huge difference. So we love that. Don't forget, it's not too late to register for their next contest that they're going to be doing. So maybe you could be the winner of that bathtub next year. So get on that.